What's up, ladies and gents? Centerstrain01, your host, and welcome! I am so excited to bring you guys the new Discovery Tour for Assassin's Creed Odyssey for ancient Greece. You guys know the videos that I put out on Assassin's Creed Origins when we did the Discovery Tour, and now, finally, Ubisoft has released its standalone version for Odyssey. You guys know how much of a big history fan I am, so I'm so glad that they've given me a chance to show this off to you guys, because this is great for history, folks. This is something I wish I could have had back when I was a kid in school, and I really do hope that some of you out there get a chance to use this in school and actually see. So if any of you out there ever use, like if your teachers ever use the Assassin's Creed Origins version of this, please let me know in the comments, as I would love to see that these are actually being used in the classroom, because they do teach a lot of great things about history. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump in. Let's start. The Akropolis of Athens. Explore the glorious Akropolis of Athens and experience the sacred landmarks within. Here we go.
Greetings, wanderer, and welcome to the Akropolis, the shining jewel of Athens. My name is Aspasia. Though I am not originally from Athens, I have climbed to the top of its social ladder using my wit and intellect. I've even earned the love of Pericles, one of the most powerful men in the city. The mind truly is a beautiful thing. Personally, I think the Acropolis is one of, if not the, greatest place in all of Greece. Though, considering it was the project of my partner, Pericles, I may be a touch biased. The Acropolis of Athens is a bastion of art and culture worthy of the gods themselves. Within this citadel, you will find many important sacred buildings, as well as some of the most magnificent art in all of Greece. You are in for a very enlightening visit. When you're done, come find me, and we can discuss the things you have seen. Farewell for now.
The Akropolis has gone through many changes in its long history. It began as a simple rock, was settled as early as the Neolithic period, and then became a fortress in the Mycenaean period. Stone buildings started appearing in the 7th century BCE, but the famous structures whose ruins...
This is so cool. You actually can read all of the text and history stuff as well, and that's the only time I'll interrupt that, but it's so cool having Diana from Hitman as the narrator. That's just awesome.
Remain visible today, date mainly from a period of construction in the 5th century BCE. The location of the Acropolis is closely tied with Athens' foundation myth. Supposedly, it was the site where Athena and Poseidon competed for the city's patronage. This connection gave the Acropolis a sacred aura, and it was considered the religious heart of the city.
And even though there's not really much gameplay in this, it's just so fun to be able to move around and not worry about getting killed or other things like that. Look around. I tell you, one thing Assassin's Creed has always been good at is giving us rich history. And it's so true.
The Temple of Athena Nike was built on the remains of old fortifications from the Mycenaean era. Worship at the temple can be traced back to the 6th century BCE. But the building itself was destroyed during the Greco-Persian Wars a century later. It was rebuilt during the Peloponnesian War. Given that the name Athena Nike roughly means Athena of victory, it was likely constructed in the hopes that Athens would win the war. Unusually, the temple depicts historical scenes of battles against the Persians instead of the more mythologically inclined art of other Greek buildings. The temple's priestess was chosen randomly among the Athenians and received a salary of 50 drachmae annually, along with skins and trophies from sacrificed animals. The Akropolis was built up over a long period, due in no small part to its partial destruction during the Greco-Persian Wars. It was in the 5th century BCE, though, that the Akropolis received its most significant improvements. This period was an extremely prosperous time for Athens, both financially and culturally. With a booming economy bolstered by trade and the Lavrion silver mines, Pericles, the leader of Athens, financed a huge project to rebuild the citadel. He enlisted the help of renowned artists, like the sculptor Phidias, as well as the architects Iktinos and Callicrates. Together, they erected buildings like the Parthenon and the Propylaea Gateway. Pericles' goal was to make the Akropolis into a glorious monument to the gods and to mortal Athenians.
I'll let you guys be able to read all of this. You can always pause.
Behind the Propylaea was the giant bronze statue of Athena Promachos, or Athena who fights on the front lines. That name was reflected in the spear and shield the statue held in its hands. It was erected in the mid-5th century BCE by the artist Phidias. According to an inscription, it took 9 years to make and cost almost 500,000 drachmae. At approximately 10 meters tall, the statue was apparently so large that Pausanias claimed its helmet and spear tip could be seen from the sea near Cape Sunion, 60 kilometers away. The ornamentation on the statue's shield was engraved by the metalsmith Mies. The Eraphoroi were young girls between the ages of 7 and 11 who were in charge of special rites. A list of 4 girls was drafted by the Assembly of Citizens, from which the High Magistrate, the Archon Basileus, chose 2 to serve as Eraphoroi for the year. The girls lived in a house on the Akropolis. They were in charge of carrying sacred objects and weaving the peplos of Athena. The peplos was a sacred robe offered to Athena during Panathenea, a festival held in her honor.
Every time I look at this game, I just realize just how huge the scope of this game actually was.
The Erechtheion was an atypical temple. It was dedicated not only to Athena Polieos, but also to Kekrops, the mythical founder of Athens, his son Erechtheos, and even Poseidon. the sea god who challenged Athena for possession of the city. The temple was divided into sections. The eastern part housed a statue dedicated to Athena, while the western section jointly belonged to Poseidon and Erechtheus. Meanwhile, King Cecrop's grave was believed to be under the caryatid porch. Under the temple was a crypt that was said to contain the sacred snakes of Athena. The snakes may have had a sweet tooth because the priestesses of Athena allegedly fed them honey cakes.
Making sure I'm not skipping anything. Okay, look like we're good.
The Parthenon is one of the most well-known buildings in the world, and an enduring symbol of ancient Greek civilization. While it is located on the Akropolis, the building is not a traditional temple. It was built by the sculptor Phidias and the architects Callicrates and Ictinus as a great monument to the glory of the city of Athens. That glory is evident in its many carvings. One of the most carved monuments in Greek architecture, the Parthenon's decorations depict several mythological scenes. These include the birth of Athena, her fight against Poseidon for the patronage of Athens, the gods' battle with the giants, and the procession of the great Panathenaea. The Parthenon's inner chamber, or cella, contained a massive statue of Athena that was considered to be one of the sculptor Phidias's greatest masterpieces. The statue was chryselephantine, a combination of gold and ivory. To justify the steep cost of its construction, Pericles told Athenians that the statue was a gold reserve, which could be disassembled in times of economic distress. The cella also allegedly contained a pool, whose main purpose was to control the room's humidity, which helped preserve the statue's ivory.
I love the fact you can do this whole thing in first person as well. Now, throughout the weeks, I'm going to be putting out more videos of these history lessons. So hopefully you guys will enjoy. I mean, just look at this game. It still just mind boggles me what they've done. The draw distance. Now, this is the PC version.
Athens' treasury was located in the Parthenon, where it was believed to be protected by Athena herself. The treasury contained objects of great value, acquired from different conquests, as well as a mass of minted silver coins and various offerings to Athena. Pericles also decided to move the entirety of the Delian League's treasure to the Parthenon in 454 BCE. This was a great testament to Athens' power over the rest of Greece. The riches were divided into two parts: the Demosia, which belonged to the city, and the Hiera Cremata, which was dedicated to the goddess and only used for religious purposes.
And what did you think of the Acropolis? It truly is quite something, isn't it? A sacred sanctuary and an architectural marvel, all in one. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.
At the end of each tour, you have the option to take a short, lighthearted quiz, right or wrong. Your host will tell you more about each answer you give. Tours which include the quiz will have a quiz complete status. I'm gonna fail this tour.
You're confident enough for a test? Very well. Let us see how much you know. Which two gods competed for Athens' patronage? Not quite. Although Athena and Ares did fight each other in the Trojan War, with Athena siding with the Greeks and her brother supporting Troy. These goddesses were often at odds, since Aphrodite represented carnal delights, while Artemis was a symbol of celibacy. However, they never fought over Athens.
Actually, I like getting them all wrong, because then you actually learn a little bit more.
Correct. It was Poseidon and Athena who fought for Athens' patronage. As for who won, the answer is in the city's name. On to the next question. Who sculpted the statue of Athena in the Parthenon? Correct. The renowned sculptor Phidias made the statue, which was considered one of his masterpieces. And now, the final question. Which king's tomb was believed to be under the caryatid porch? That is correct. Cecrops was the mythological first king of Athens, and his tomb was said to be under the Erechtheion. It seems you know much about this place. Well done, Wanderer. As you wish. Hopefully we will see each other again soon.
All right, so you can see you can explore the world and all the other tours that there are at this point. 2 out of 3 isn't bad on the questions. But I gotta say, man, I love history, and I really do hope I'm going to get a chance to learn a lot more about Greek mythology, as it is one of my favorite types of mythology. I've been huge fans of, you know, the God of War series. I love the Greek mythology, Clash of the Titans, Wrath of the Titans, all that kind of stuff. Just learning about it all just brings a smile to my face. History is so important. To know where we've been is to know where we're going, is to learn from the mistakes that we've made in the past so that we can hopefully, you know, go to a brighter future. But hopefully you got something out of this video, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. I will have another one coming up very, very shortly, and we will just keep doing them every week, and hopefully you guys will be here for the ride. So thanks again for watching. I've been your host, Centerstrain01. Love you all, and I will see you on the next video. Peace out.